Ukrainians carried out a drone attack on the Moscow City Tower building for the second time in 2 days. It has now struck the offices on the 21st story. So Moscow was attacked by drones once more, and it appears that they hit the same skyscraper. Ukraine and Moscow are separated by 620 kilometers. This structure houses the Russian Federation's Ministry of Economic Development. According to Russian Ministry of Emergency Situations, the attack broke around 150 meters of glass in the tower. According to Ukrainian presidential advisor Mikhailo Podolyak, there will be more unidentified drones, collapse, and civil wars. Moreover, Moscow is quickly becoming accustomed to a full-fledged war. Peskov, Putin's chief of staff, stated, "Here, I have nothing to add to what the Ministry of Defense has already said. I stated yesterday that only the military can and should comment on this from an expert viewpoint. The threat exists, it is evident, and precautions are being taken. So Putin will not remark, and Shoigu will not comment either." They also did not remark on Prigozhin's armed mutiny for the first few days. According to Newsweek, Ukrainian Beaver drones were most likely involved in the Moscow strikes. These unmanned aerial vehicles have a range of 650 kilometers. Beavers are expected to be utilized in considerably greater numbers in the future of circumvent air defense and electronic warfare. I am curious how many of these drones were created, because prior to the attack, Ukrainian volunteers displayed a locally produced kamikaze drone, Beaver, which had previously been spotted during attacks on Moscow. Russians want to understand what war entails. It is easy to sit back and enjoy the bombardment while watching Ukrainians and Georgians die. They are now forced to see explosions and explosives in their cities. I used to declare that Moscow was the safest city in the world, but that is no longer the case. Moscow residents reacted to drone attacks on the city. Some are certain that it will not happen again. Some are unconcerned. Some even believe it is fake news. And the majority perceive no link between special military operation and the attack on the Russian capital. Morons. A fire is blazing in Moscow's industrial zone. Some warehouses have caught fire. Let's look at some of the fire videos we have. Sea drones targeted the Russian invaders' Black Sea Fleet patrol ships 211 miles from captured Sevastopol. Out of habit, the Russian Federation's Ministry of Defense announced that all drones had been destroyed in the morning. But the media revealed an interception of conversations between the crews of two K-29 helicopters involved in the evacuation of sailors and coastal aviation services. At the time of the negotiations, at least one person had died, and 5 others had been injured. On behalf of the Russian Ministry of Defense, Igor Yevgenyevich Konashenkov stated that his men heroically captured another washing machine from Ukraine. To remain up to date, subscribe and enable alerts. Thank you for taking the time to watch.